Hello, Savannah Grove family. My name is Ms Harrill. I teach second grade. I normally wear glasses, as you can see, and as you can see in the picture, but unfortunately, I'm sure you can see this lovely, lovely glare that is appearing, so I'm actually going to take them off for the video. Much better. All right, so let's begin and let's meet Ms Harrill. All right, all about me. I live in Florence with my mom and my brother. I love to travel with my family. We have been to Scotland. We've been to England. That is actually a picture of me in the London Heathrow Airport. And sorry, my cat was going crazy. And we've been to Canada. We've been to Montreal and Toronto. We love traveling. We're hoping to go somewhere soon once all this is over, but we haven't decided where yet. I love to cook. I love to bake, but do not like to clean. I love to read. I will tell you more about that in a second. I graduated from a small college in South Carolina in the small town of Due West. It is called Erskine College. Fun fact, there was only one other early childhood education major, which means there was only one other person in the year I graduated that had the same major as me. Normally, you have quite a bit more. So let's learn about some of my favorite things. So those are my cats in the picture. That is somewhat of a recent picture of them. That is Fenway and Sox. Fenway is named for Fenway Park, where the Boston Red Sox play, which is also where Sox gets his name. We call her Fenny because it's easier for my cousin's daughter, aka my niece. She calls me Aunt Becky. Finny is the calico. She's got orange, black, and white on her. That's why we call her calico. And Sox is a tabby. I'm sorry, he's going crazy. Anyway, on all four of Sox's paws, he has white, so it looks like he's wearing socks. That's my mom, my brother, and me waiting outside of the London Eye, which is a big Ferris wheel. I'm going to turn the camera. Woo! This is the Tower of London right here. Tower of London was built, I want to say 1090, something like that. So it's over 1,000 years old. It was originally built as a fortress. And this right here is Edinburgh Castle, which is a castle in Edinburgh, Scotland. My mom and I did get to go on a tour of the Tower of London. That was fun. And the yeoman warders, as they are called, they actually guard the Tower of London, give a tour. And so you can learn all about the history of the Tower of London. We did not get to go into Edinburgh Castle because it was about $50 a person. And for 3 people, $150 is just simply not feasible for just an afternoon of sightseeing. At least for us. So we're planning on going back at some point. Let's continue. Books. One of my favorite things. Oh, wait. Before I did that. The reason I picked the Tower of London and Edinburgh Castle is I am obsessed with British history. British history is one of my favorite things to study. So keep that in mind. All right. Books that I enjoy. We have the Ramona Quimby series, which is a series of books about a little girl named Ramona. The reason I love reading these to my students, and I love reading them myself, Ramona is so relatable. She's a little sister. She gets into a lot of interesting activities, but it's funny. The kids really love it, and they laugh, and people just go, "Oh, Ramona, I can't believe you did that." So I really like that, and I love reading the books to the kids. The next 2 books are books that I actually just got into this summer. The first is Not So Different, What You Really Wanted to Ask About Having a Disability. It's by a young man named Shane Burkow. Shane has a disability called spinal muscular atrophy, in which instead of his muscles growing bigger as he got older, they actually got smaller. So that's why he's in a wheelchair. He can't walk. But he decided to write this book so that students, kids, anybody who had questions wouldn't be afraid to ask about, like, what's life like if you have a disability? Because most people, he says, just stare at him and they don't know what to do. So he felt like this was a great way to introduce himself to other people. And the other book, I Love My Hair, is actually a book that I got from Miss Burrows, a fellow second grade teacher. Hi, Miss Burrows. In it, Kiana, the young lady in the story, learns how special her hair is because it can do so many different things. It can be an afro, it can be in braids, it can have beads at the end of it. It can do all sorts of things. And I thought that was just wonderful because my hair, I just recently, I don't know if you can tell, I dyed part of it a red and I can somewhat curl it, but I can't do much with it. And I've had to learn to embrace my hair, so it's really good to see other people embracing their hair too, because not much you can do about it. And then the final book that I chose is actually a part of a series. It's called the Horrible Histories series. There's a TV show about it called Horrible Histories, and there's a game show about it. It's a children's book series that goes through British history and explains things that most people would not learn in a history class if they were taking a history class. In the Stuart era, for example, which is an era of certain kings and queens of England that all had the last name Stuart. That's why it's called the Stuart era. And how they treated diseases, like they would take birds and let them peck at their feet in order to cure a fever. We know today that that's not how you cure a fever, but back then they thought that was really cool. So it's really cool. It's a really good book series. It's mostly British, but is what it is. All right, let's continue. Last thing, how you can contact me. I am working on a Remind class right now. I do not have the code just yet. I just want to make sure that I can use Remind before I give it out to you. But you can email me, rharrill@fsd1.org. Please make sure that it is an I, not an E, when you spell Harrill. Otherwise, you will not get me. I'm a special one. And then that is my school website where you can see my picture again. But I can't wait for a great year to work with you all. And I'm so excited to see you hopefully soon. And if not, just come say hi whenever you want to. My door is always open. Bye.